Annalyn Howard from IT2103. So welcome to my channel. So from this chapter 8, so we have here an packet tracer activity, which is the packet tracer subnetting scenario. So we have here the addressing table. Then after the addressing table, we have here the objectives, which is the part 1 is design an IP address, then scheme. Then part 2, assign IP address to network device and verify connectivity. And from this packet tracer, we have here the scenario, which is in this activity, you are given the network address of 192.168.100/24 to subnet and provide the IP addressing for the network shown in the topology. Each LAN in the network requires enough space for at least 25 addresses for end devices, and the switch and the router and the connection between R1 and R2 will require an IP address for each end of the link. So after this, decide an IP address scheme. Then step 1, subnet the 192.168.100.0/24 network into the appropriate number of subnets. So based on the topology, how many subnets are needed? So we have here a 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. So we have 5 subnets needed. So the next one is how many bits must be borrowed to support the number of the subnets in the topology table. So from this, as said in the scenario, we have to at least 25 addresses found for end devices, the switch and the router. So if we are going to the 5 address 25, then we have here 3 subnets. Then after that, so the next one is how many subnets that this create. So if we borrowed 3 bits, then we have to create a 3. Then the next one is how many usable hosts does this create per subnet. So the next one is how many usable hosts does this create per subnet. So if we borrow 3 bits, so we can get in 8 subnets, then we have 32 addresses, then the 30, from there we have 30 usable addresses. So the next one is, note if your answer is less than 25 hosts, then you borrowed too many bits. So after that, we have to calculate this, which is calculate the binary value for the first 5 subnets. The first subnet is already shown, so let's do this. So from this, let's start this one. So from the spreadsheet, so let's paste, no, let's just type it. Then the 192.168.100.0/24. Then from the net, which is net 1, the 192.168.100.001 So from the net 2, which is the 192.168.100.0, then 1, then 00. Then from the net 3, 192.168.100.001 0110000. Then from the net 4, which is then 192.168.101, then all of this is 0. So after that we have to do this. So as we can see here, we have to calculate the binary and decimal value of the new subnet mask. So we have here 1111111.111. So from this we borrowed 3 bits. So let's do it. So we have here the subnet mask. Then from here we have here the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then our borrowed 3 bits. So 1, 2, 3. Then the rest is 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after that, so let's compute this to binary value. So from the subnet mask, we have here the 255.255.255, then 0.2. So we have here 224, right? So as you can see here, we fill in the subnet table using the decimal value of available subnet, the first and the last usable host address, and the broadcast address. Repeat until all addresses are listed. So note, you may not need to use all rows. So let's proceed. So we have here a 192.168.100.0. So from the first usable host, so after that, assign subnet to the network shown in the topology. So assign subnet 0 to the LAN connected to the gigabit in Ethernet, then 00 interface of R1, then assign subnet 1 to the LAN connected to the gigabit Ethernet, then 01 interface to the router 1, then assign subnet 2 the LAN connected to the gigabit Ethernet 00 interface of the R2, then assign subnet 3 to the LAN connected to the gigabit Ethernet 0/1 interface of the router 2. So assign subnet 4 to the 1 link between the R1 and R2. From the part 2, which is assign IP addresses to network device and verify connectivity. So the most of the IP addressing is already configured on this network, and implement the following steps to complete the addressing configuration. So step 1, configure IP addressing on R1 LAN interface, then configure IP addressing on S3 including the default gateway, and step 3, configure IP addressing on PC4 including the default gateway, then step 4, verify the connectivity. So let's proceed to the configuring, which is, so you can only verify connectivity from the router 1, from S3 and PC4. However, you should be able to ping every IP address listed on the addressing table. So let's configure it. Let's go to the R1, then so after that, let's go to the CLI. Then so the first thing that we have to do is turn the router 1, then enable, then configure terminal, then after that interface gigabit Ethernet, then 0/0, then enter. After that, the IP address, which is 192.168.100.1. Question mark. Then let's do it again. IP address then 192.168.100.1, then ABCD subnet mask. Then after that, the IP address, then 255.255.255.224. Then after that, just enter. Then after that, no shutdown. Then line link choo. So running config if, so no shutdown. Then after that, so after that, we have to do the interface again, gigabit Ethernet. Ethernet 0. Enter. Then no shutdown. Then after that, let's proceed to the from this S3, which is this S3, then CLI. After the CLI, enable again, then configure terminal, then interface VLAN 1, then IP address 192.168.100.66, then D255.255.254 224. Now shut down, then exit, then exit, then IP, default gateway is 192.168.100.65. Then after that, exit again. Then right. Okay. So after we proceed from this, let's go to the use this PC4, which is this. Then let's proceed to the desktop, then this IP configuration. So let's enter the IP address, subnet mask, and the default gateway, which is the IP address is 192.168.100.126. Then 224, then 192.168.100.97. So we can see here we have completed the configuring this activity. So I think that's all for this chapter. So thank you for watching.